All right, everybody, we are back to see where this goes.
Woohoo!
A couple of hours later, you are once again on the road and on your way, or rather, on the air and on your way.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Woo.
And now, with every
Cool.
passing hour, it gets colder. The ground beneath you is just more and more an endless expanse of white, occasionally dotted by a jagged mountain or a frozen lake. And soon enough, you see the last bastions of Veldria disappear, and you are now onto the Teldorath, the Diamond Wastes, a land that is a nation only in the sense that everyone there kind of is thought of as the same people by people outside of the country, but in reality, it is basically just like the northern topmost part of the continent that no nation wants to take for itself. At this point, everyone who is not called Blaze and everyone who is not wearing a ring of warmth starts to really feel the effects of how cold it is getting. Even the sort of cold gear that you got earlier in your adventure, which you quickly break out, starts to be insufficient, and it starts to be not cold enough for you to take damage, but cold enough that it is starting to get to you.
okay.
At this point, while Blaze continues to be happy to explore the airship during your nighttime sessions, Avanzada and Bolt mostly prefer to stay indoors even when offered the chance. They mostly just shiver when that door is opened. Blaze,
Whenever I get the chance, I would put them in my bag so that they could maybe get the ring of
you are now
effect.
their new favorite person. They could.
Let's
they,
go.
um,
I'm only slightly jealous.
Voltz's mother is completely forgotten in his
Yeah.
new love for the Church of Satus
For
and Curtin.
Uncle Satus, yeah. Yeah.
Even
Trying to see if there's
Captain
something
Severin
I have to get warm.
is keeping more and more to himself, is a little bit less jocular, a little bit less quick with onion anecdotes, and seems to be a little bit more focused on making sure that no part of the ship is seizing up due to the cold weather and that there is nothing going on there. He seems to be a little bit more now in... You get the sense that what he was doing before is what he would consider a milk run, and this is now slightly more dangerous flying that he is doing. But he seems to be doing a good job, although the winds are very icily painful. The ship holds steady and makes steady progress towards the northern side of the continent. Helena,
Pretty cold. Yes.
Yeah, it's cold.
that night, you have a dream. You are standing in the middle of a blizzard. The ground beneath you covered in snow. Snow around you, snow falling, to the point that it is also thick that you are having a hard time distinguishing what is the ground, what is the sky, where it stops, what terrain you're on. But after a few moments, you notice a shape around you. Quite a large animal shape, almost rounding around you in the snowstorm, almost as if stalking you. And after a few minutes, you wake up.
Okay. So I'm having nightmares about snow and things, but I guess that's because it's really cold.
Oh, I've been having nightmares about just, lots of flames and destruction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I've been sleeping like a rock.
You have,
Yeah.
or rather, like, your dreams are the usual stock of. There is nothing about your dreams that strikes you as unusual, Satus.
I forgot to study for the final.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't wear my pants. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the classics.
All the class. Did you, what was yours about, Helena? What did
Well,
it
it was a
feel?
blizzard and it was all like a whiteout and I couldn't really see anything. And then there was this sort of massive animal presence kind of Yeah. I don't know what that is. Is it a warning? Or maybe it's just nothing. Maybe it's just the cold.
It could just be the cold making
Yeah.
us, a little trepidatious about what we're headed into next.
Yeah. Wish we had more
Maybe.
warm clothes.
Yeah, wish we had warmer clothes. Wish we'd taken that bear with us.
Oh yeah, my bear.
The bear carcass. We could have made a nice warm cloak. That.
I've forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Good
Oh, well.
times. Good
Yeah,
times we've
those were
had.
good times. Yeah.
What are your dreams about?
There's nothing specific that I can point out in them. It's just sort of general, like, stuff is on fire, city's on fire, and just general death and mayhem. I've just been thinking maybe it could be either, fear of what's to come, or it could be maybe a remnant of the visions that I tapped into right after we killed the bear, remember?
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, I guess it's a sort of warning of what could come if we don't succeed in stopping this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Or it could just be bad dreams.
There's a knock on your cabin door.
Get the are the
Stow them.
dragons away.
Stow them.
Throw them in Satus's back.
No, Blaze.
Yeah.
Tuck, 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 tuck.
I'll go open the door.
Captain Severin is there holding a little gas lamp. And he'll say, it's gotten cold enough that I want to install this in your cabin. This will let off a little bit of extra heat to make sure that you all don't freeze at night.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Very kind.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Here, let me just... And he'll, put it down in the center of the room and pour a little bit of oil into it, tinker with it for a moment, and then strike with a flint on it until it catches on. And a moment later, you basically have a pretty nifty little oil heater
Cool.
that is making the room actually habitable. And he'll sort of look up to the three of you and smile and go, you guys still want to do this? Because we can turn this boat back around. We can be going to Soliana and go hit up a beach instead.
It's tempting, Captain. But as I told you, my friend needs our help.
Cool. What did you say your friend's name was?
Telrin.
All right. Where am I? All right. Well, you guys take it easy. Rest up for the rest of today. We should be at Gnarl's Root little past noon tomorrow.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay warm. And he'll head out and shut the door behind him. Volt and Avanzada look extremely happy at this development.
Yeah.
Blaze perhaps liked it a little bit better the way that it was before.
Makes sense.
This is
Yeah.
great, though. This is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is nice.
No, it feels a lot better. That night, Helena, you have the same dream. You are standing in that whiteout blizzard. And after a moment, you feel that presence rounding around you. Except this time, it steps a little bit closer to you, and you see it for what it is. A gigantic winter wolf with eyes that are sheer azure. Just no pupils, no iris, nothing. Just blue. Staring at you.
Okay.
And it is gigantic. Like, think the wolves in Princess Mononoke. Like, this is a wolf that stands considerably taller than a man.
Okay.
And a moment later, you wake up.
Okay. Do I understand anything about this dream? Do I understand that this is a creature that exists?
Roll me a d20 and just tell me what the results are.
15.
The Frostwalker is the god of winter, endings, and oblivion. And in its omen form, often takes the form of a gigantic winter direwolf. Appearances of the Frostwalker are generally seen as the darkest and most destructive of omens. It is usually a sign that a thing is about to come to an end, usually a violent end of some sort. It is generally seen as a sign of dark days and dark deeds to be having visions of the Frostwalker.
Okay. Great. Good to know.
Incidentally, your Void Keeper status now marks 177 days, and you have now rested for a full week. So everybody,
Let's go.
hit that long rest button.
Baby.
Some good news. Excuse me.
Bless you, Cal. It's
Thank you.
cold.
It is cold up here. Yeah. Achoo, achoo. Cal's caught a cold.
Who of you
Okay.
is the first person to step out of the cabin today?
Me.
Helena, as you step up, you will see Captain Severin standing at the wheel of the ship. And he'll look over
Okay.
your shoulder and go, Helena, can you come up here for a moment?
Yeah, sure. So I do?
He'll go, so I've got good news and I've got possibly bad news. Which one do you want first?
Bad first.
Cool. And he points towards the front of the ship where you need to do a quick perception check.
Okay. 15 minus 1 for 14.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. There seems to be a wisp of black smoke that is rounding around the front of the ship, around the bow of it. And doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And he goes, I'm not sure what that is, but it's something for sure.
Yeah, that doesn't seem good. Are we on fire?
Nope. They're checked over everything in the ship, and it doesn't seem to be coming from the ship. It seems to more be keeping up with the ship.
Okay. That's peculiar.
But the good
What
news
was-
is that
Yes.
we're almost there. We should be
Great.
in Gnarl's route in about another 3 hours.
Okay. Great. Great.
But maybe see if you can do something about that, because it is, as they say in Kelmoltron, giving me the creeps.
Fair. I am going to recruit whoever would like to come explore this with me, just because my smoke.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Unless I need to
well,
watch. Oh, I'll watch the cargo.
Oh,
Okay.
would you maybe be more useful to this?
Sure,
or-
you check out the cargo. I'll check out the smoke situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Satus, let's go.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah,
go.
it is.
Yeah, any sort of.
Basically if you walk to the very prow of the ship, like if you go to the very, very front of the deck, around here, this sort of like waft of black smoke is roaming around. It seems to have gotten a little bit bigger than it was a moment ago, Helena. It seems to now be sort of like bit more of a cloud than just a wisp.
Huh. Okay.
Any idea what this is?
It looks like some smoke.
That's what I clocked.
Roll me
Yeah.
an Arcana check, both of you.
That's a 7 plus 3 for a 10.
And an 8 plus nothing for an 8.
Sometimes smoke just gonna smoke.
Smoke's gonna smoke sometimes.
But it is weird, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't...
It is quite strange that it just seems to be hovering like, I wonder if it's, I don't know, I get a bad feeling it's like someone's watching us or following us or something.
Do you think we should poke it?
Gets a little bit bigger.
Ooh.
It's
Maybe stop.
Stop thinking about poking
Or
it?
stop
Okay.
poking it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great.
gets a little bit bigger.
I think at this point, maybe Cal
Yeah, I gotta go
Is
tag
like-
cow.
is like, you guys stay there, okay? Just stay around the heat lamp. Okay, so I'll close the door behind me and I'll come out to investigate as well.
Cow, what do you
It
think?
I don't know. It's definitely.
Roll me an Arcana check, Cal, as the smoke gets a little bit bigger once again.
Okay. Cal's not very helpful on this one. 9.
Smoke just
Yeah.
sometimes smokes. It's
Sometimes smoke smokes, guys.
sometimes it's
Sometimes.
just smoke.
In my professional opinion, smoke just smoke sometimes.
I don't have anything to add, but I have heard proverbially there is no smoke without
Fire.
something, some
Yeah.
sort of.
You do make good points.
Poking it didn't help.
And at this point, there is a sudden whooshing sound as the smoke all of a sudden contracts and just sort of goes from being more of a cloud to suddenly being a smoky figure that begins to take on mass. And what appears is a figure that seems humanoid. It is dressed in dark robes with armor over it. But then you arrive at its head, and rather than having a humanoid head, it has the head of a black panther. And it bares
Whoa.
its teeth once and goes, "The Count sends his regards."
Oh no.
And at this point, I need an initiative from everyone, please.
Let's go. Time to fight a thing.
All
All right. That would be a 6.
A big 6.
17.
Big 17.
19 plus 2 for 21.
Ooh,
wow.
Cal.
Wow, yeah. Now
Ooh.
feeling.
Ooh.
Where was that roll a few minutes ago?
Yes.
Oh.
So yeah, Cal, you're gonna be first. We're gonna say that this creature is standing at the very, very prow of the ship. And you are all standing a little ways behind it.
Okay. All right. I am going to. Let's see. It's smoky. I am going to. What the heck? I'll start by casting Bane on it. So it needs to make a charisma saving throw.
All right, this thing is coming strong out of the gate. Plus,
Uh-oh.
big 7, a big 7.
Big 7.
Okay,
Okay,
it's not just a
so-
regular 7. I know that a
It's
regular
a big
7
one.
might not cut it, but what if it's a big 7? A strong 7.
Big 7 is still less than half of what it needed. So So going forward, it needs to roll a d4 and subtract that number from any attack roll or saving throw.
Okay, dokie. Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else, Cal?
Nope. I think I'm gonna try to back away from it a bit.
All right.
Yeah.
The creature goes next. It reaches down and opens up its robe and pulls out a scimitar.
Oh dear.
And a moment later, it plunges that scimitar upwards into the balloon. And you hear a ripping sound, followed by the beginning of gas leaking out of it.
That is bad. That's very bad.
Helena.
I'm going to try and disarm this scimitar. Am I near enough to hit him yet, or do I need to get closer?
Yeah, no, I think that we're... it's a small airship. I think that you're within 30 feet of it.
Okay, so armed with the absolute fury and terror of what's just happened to the balloon, I'm going to swing upwards with my longsword and try and get this weapon off him.
Alrighty.
So we'll see how that goes. That's a natural 1.
Oh no!
With an alarming deftness, this creature angles its scimitar so that your blade hits the pommel of the sword, and it knocks you back with so much force that you lose the grip on your sword, and it clatters to the ground, teeters towards the edge of the airship, and stops just a moment away from going over the edge.
Okay, I usually get 2 attacks. I think I would like to use the other one to run after that sword.
All right, very good.
Well, you say very good, but not really.
You have your sword again.
Great. Dear God.
Satus.
Okay. I am going to try and do something that I think team works well with Bane. I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter.
Oh, okay, great.
So he's going to find everything funny, and then he will be prone if he fails a wisdom saving throw of 16.
All right, let's see. That's an actually big 18.
Okay, but then minus stuff, right?
Ah, correct,
Yeah, did
correct.
you subtract the d4?
The D4. That's a 17.
All right. No dice then. I guess I didn't tell a joke that landed.
Oh, man.
Cal.
Okay, I want to try to do something. How far is the balloon that was just ripped open
So,
from me?
let's say it's maybe 20 feet ahead of you is where the rupture is.
Okay. Okay. Tell me if I can do this. I would like to use my meta magic to make a spell that needs touch expand to a 30-foot range, and I would like to cast mending on the balloon
Awesome.
to
Cool.
heal the tear.
Yeah, I think that flies.
That can fly. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Mending
spend a sorcery.
mending being a cantrip for you?
It is a cantrip, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, mending the spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, or in this case, meta magic touch.
Yes.
And as long as the break or tear is no longer than 1 foot in any dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll give it to me.
I think that'll fly.
All right, cool. So I mend.
I'm
the
a
tear in
little
the
bit
balloon.
I'm a little bit like my petard. I did not say that he slashed across. I said that he plunged the sword straight up, and I think that
Right,
would make
so
an
there would only
incision that
be-
is smaller than
Right,
1
that's-
foot. All right, that's fair.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so I will mend that little tear.
Nicely done.
Well done, Cal.
Well done, Cal. Nice, quick
Thank you, thank
thinking.
you.
Now maybe we're not going to die.
Yeah, I love
Hopefully.
that. Hopefully, I will at least
Hopefully.
not buy balloon. Maybe just buy big, scary Black Panther thing.
Oh, I love that for us.
Yeah.
It's now the Black Panther's turn. The creature, not the Incredible movie.
Marvel franchise.
Yeah.
Okay. He will see what you just did, Cal, and growl at you in anger.
Mhm.
And then he'll reach into his bag and pull out a scroll
Oh no.
and will
Those are never good.
read some words from it. And then as it begins to glow orange, he'll point a clawed finger and a wisp of smoke will extend from it and shoot out of it. It is not pointing at any of you, but instead is pointing at some machinery that is humming along the back of the sort of front area of the airship. Cal, you recognize a fireball spell when you see it.
Shit.
You are not
I don't think there's anything I can do to stop it in this moment.
It's like a bomb goes off. You feel as the airship dips down and then rumbles as machinery, pieces of it fly everywhere. And then a second later, you go from having a level footing to kind of a diagonal footing as the entire sort of deck part of the deck is slightly torn off from the balloon and then begins to list to the side. More concerning than anything, though, is the fact that portions of the balloon are now on fire. And as you turn back towards the creature, you start to see as it shimmers slightly and begins to lose its corporeal form. And a moment later, it's a wisp of smoke again. Helena, as your turn begins, you hear Captain Severin shout, "Folks, we're going down and it's going to be a bad landing. Whatever animals you've been smuggling up in there, I suggest you make sure they're okay."
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Well played, and you definitely only have onions.
Yeah.
Looks like neither one of us are fools. Get ready, this is going to be rough.
Okay.
Okay.
Trying to
So-
see, is there
So we
anything?
should maybe go.
Get our
I think that you
dragons.
have time to do a
Right.
couple of things. If there's anything that you can do that would solve the airship being on fire issue, you can try to do that. Otherwise, you can try to protect yourselves and or your dragons and or, obviously, your top priority, Captain Arturus Severin.
Cal Satus, I'll get the dragons because I don't think I can fix this ship.
Okay.
Unless my benevolent DM says that I can retcon having a different spell, a different cantrip prepared than I do.
I think that would be highly eccentric of your DM.
Yeah. Don't have. I mean, I can try mending again, but I don't think mending's gonna fix this problem. Could we get?
You're losing
could we get-
altitude, and the ship is starting
Could
to
we get
list downwards.
Blaze? Could we get Blaze to like?
Put out some fire?
Yeah. Would she be able to do that? Maybe.
Let's find out.
Okay.
Blaze, I think you're feeling better now, and I haven't really
Yep.
told you to do specific stuff, but if you could sort of chill the fire, that would be great because we might all die.
Give me an animal handling check.
Oh no. That is not good. That is a 2 - 1.
Blaze looks very enthusiastic, but does not seem to understand much of what you're saying.
Despair.
Can Satus try giving a pep talk to the dragons, being like, okay, so I know you haven't really learned how to fly yet, but this is one of those cool baby bird, mama bird moments where you just get thrown out and you need to figure it out for yourself. And if 3 of you could figure out how to fly as we are crashing towards the earth, I think that would be a wonderful time, and I believe in all of you.
Roll me a persuasion check.
That is a 5 plus 6 for an 11.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. You don't seem to think that they super got it, but like that was a good speech. If you're willing to, I would let you give 1 shot of bardic inspiration to each one of them.
Yes, deal. No question.
All right, great.
So I use up 3 spots?
Yeah.
Cool. Done.
Captain Severin is like adjusting dials, holding on to the wheel, cranking wrenches. And he's going, folks, we're gonna hit the ground like a sack of rocks. I suggest that at the last possible moment you jump off, but this is gonna be rough.
Okay.
Okay. If only we were great at jumping. Oh well. Okay.
Yeah.
You're maybe 100 feet above the ground. You're now maybe 80 feet above the ground. You're coming up. When are we?
Dragons, please. We would love some help.
They all kind of look around.
Just in, I would say we grab them like just in hopes that they each figure out how to fly in these final moments.
Either way.
And we're gonna jump with them,
yeah,
right?
We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
jump
yeah.
with them, and maybe they'll help us a little bit.
20 feet.
7. Oh my god.
10 feet.
Yeah, we're
We gotta
jumping.
jump.
We gotta jump.
Yep, we're jumping now.
It's a D8, right, Mike?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. There's a lot that happens. Like, you jump, and a moment later, you hear this crunching, grinding sound as the ship slams into this, you know, it looks nice and fluffy from above, but then you realize that you're probably coming down on a rock face that is covered in snow, just based on the way that, like, the ship just hits it, skids up for a moment, hits it again, and a moment later is torn apart, and there's a burst of air as the balloon now properly tears in half, and just like a bunch of air escapes, which actually gives Volt and Blaze a little bit of extra wing time, and their wings are able to catch onto it, and it's not pretty, it's not great, but they are able to do a little bit of gliding and a little bit of catching like those winds. And when you land, Beth, you take 6 points of damage. Emma, you also take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Mike, Avanzada, unfortunately, does not quite get it in the right level. Like, her angle is just a little bit off. It's obvious that she's not quite, like, gotten there yet. And so you sort of tumble, falling, and you don't quite glide into a nasty fall. You kind of just hit the ground. Oh, and so you take, however, you are able to tuck, dock, and roll because you take 9 points of damage. You take
All right.
way less damage than you could have given what the dice were.
Okie dokie.
Cool.
And a moment
Rock
later,
and roll.
with another blast, a few more things burst into fire, and behind you there's only wreckage of what was once the Wayfarer.
And Captain Severin?
Are we looking for Captain Severin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna
He's
walk
been a
off.
bro.
One moment, please.
Just, it's possible he's trapped. We're not gonna walk away.
Yeah.
You find him pinned under a little bit of machinery, unconscious but alive, and caught up and bruised.
Okay.
You're gonna-
Let's get him out
Yeah.
carefully.
Yeah. If you can lift up whatever machinery is pinning him down, and we'll try to get him out.
I think it takes
Okay.
a little bit of time, but
Okay.
we don't even need to roll for this. You're able to get him out. It looks like he probably broke both of his legs and maybe a couple of
Hey.
other things, but he's alive. He's breathing. Very much unconscious, but still there.
Okay.
Okay.
What is around other than wreckage?
You seem to have been flying in basically a valley between two hills, two sort of like mountain chains. And so you see sort of on either side of you, not quite together, like they're both like a ways away, but like you see sort of like the edges of these two mountain chains. There's some trees, there's some rocky formations around you, but beyond that, not a lot. You have an idea of which way you would need to go to sort of be on course for Gnarl's route, but it'll probably take a good part of the day if you're walking.
I don't think we have much choice, though.
Yeah, I think that's our only option.
But do we just leave
No.
Severin here?
No, I think
we gotta.
Yeah. Support him
Carry
up, arms over the shoulders,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Everybody roll me a quick perception check.
13 minus 1 for 12.
16 plus 6 for a 22.
Jesus.
11.
11 does it well, though. Mike, you spot this before everyone else does, as it comes around a rocky outcropping. Quick nature check, everyone, please.
Let's see.
6 with nothing.
Great.
10 plus 3 for 13.
Great.
6 plus 2 for 8.
Excellent. So you all see the animal that emerges from this rocky outcropping. And for Cal and Helena, it is a little bit of a bewildering sight. But Satus, you remember, you have read the stories about the strange wild beasts that wander to Teldorath. And it's part of why this is such a popular destination for big game hunters, or for people that really want to test themselves. The fact that there are these dangerous animals that aren't found anywhere else in Kelderin. And as one of them stares down at you, and it does stare down because this beast is almost 30 feet tall, you remember the book that you read about the Teldorath said that the people of the Teldorath have a very specific word for these creatures. We seem to have lost Beth for a moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh no.
As we are getting up to the final moment.
Which has made
An
Yes, the
interesting
overlay.
display on the stream. I'm still okay.
Yeah, you're
yeah,
fine.
you're fine.
But it means that, yeah, like everything is just kind of a little bit scooched out.
I like
Fascinating. I'm not sure what is the fastest way to correct this. So
I don't know, but I very much enjoy.
I'm gonna say, why don't you
Endless
lean?
shenanigans.
Why don't we lean in, Emma, and we will just wrap it up, and because we're about to finish anyway.
Okay.
But yes, but as this 30-foot beast stares down at you, Mike, you remember the word that the people of the Teldorath used to talk about these beasts. And you've never pronounced it out loud, but you're pretty sure that it would go something like dinosaur. And a moment later, the Tyrannosaurus Rex that is staring down at you roars.
And on that note, Beth is back.
And on that note, Beth is back. Thank you, everyone. That is our session for today. We are all set now.
Beth, you might want to hear what Gabriel just said.
Yeah.
That would be great. Sorry, everyone. Don't know what happened there.
It happens.
it
Don't
was-
even worry about it. So the reprise version of it is that as this 30-foot beast stares down at them, Mike's character Satus remembers reading about the beasts of the Teldorath and how the people of the Teldorath have a specific word for the strange wild animals that can only be found in the Teldorath. And although he does not know the exact pronunciation, he thinks that the word goes something like dinosaur. And a moment later, the Tyrannosaurus Rex that is staring down at you roars.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Dragons and dinosaurs in the same universe. Let's go!
I love it. I love
Terrifying,
it.
but yeah.
Yeah.
And that is where we will pick things up in 2 weeks' time.
Very
Oh,
fun.
goodness.
Oh, fantastic. Well,
Wow.
thank you for that fun little twist, Gabrielle. And thank you to everyone for watching. And thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon. And super thank you to Rena who supports us on the highest tier. Woo!
Yeah.
Indeed.
Um,
We are. I know that I keep saying that, like, I'm going to do things and then I keep being ill. So I'm a little behind on Patreon goodies, but I'll be catching up with them in the back half of this month. Going to upload some more setting guides. We're going to be doing a couple more fun things.
We're filming 22 Midnight's Nights next week, so then we'll have that up pretty soon.
That's right. I think that now that we have sort of gotten back into our 2-week sync, we're going to be sticking to a regular schedule. So we're going to be back on the, I want to say 29th, 2 weeks from today. And then we're going to be doing 2 weeks after that, and so on and so on.
Yeah?
yeah, that sounds like the
That's
right
right.
date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Wow. What a cliffhanger.
Very fun stuff. Yeah.
Wish we had that Titan sword.
Yeah.
That thing would take care of this beast, no problem.
Yeah, totally. Oh man.
You do not want to hear what you would have had to promise Maeve to get that on
Yeah.
credits, but it would be great to have right now. It would solve this
Yeah.
problem like that.
Yep.
Lol.
Yep. Thanks everyone for watching.
Yep.
And tell your friends, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe
Yeah.
here, or at least follow us here if you want to subscribe.
Wherever you are.
If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free.
I just did that. I re-upped mine
Nice.
today.
Yeah, it's easy and free, and
And then you redistribute Jeff Bezos' money to us. The correct
Nice.
decision.
Yeah. Alrighty, folks, this has been 20 to Midnight, performed by Beth, Eyre, Sherr-Ziarko, and Mike Schubert. DM'd and adventure designed by me, Gabriel Urbina. It features original music by Alan Rohde and a beautiful original art by Mikaela Buckley. Sound effects from SoundSnap, sourced by our very own Mr. Alan Rohde. And we're going to be back in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
See
Take it
you next
easy. We'll
time.
see you soon.
bye.